Bessie Coleman was the first black female to get an international pilot's license and fly a plane in the United States. And she was born in the northeast Texas town of Atlanta, a few miles from Atlanta State Park. She was born into a family of sharecroppers in 1892 and grew up working in the cotton field. The town of Atlanta had been established 20 years prior and was named after Atlanta, Georgia, where many of the early town settlers had come from. Bessie moved to Chicago in 1915 at age 23 and got a job working in a barbershop, where she first heard the stories of flying planes from pilots that had returned from World War I. And that's when her dream of becoming a pilot was born. But being poor, black, and female made it impossible to do in the United States at that time. Bessie met a man named Robert Abbott in Chicago who owned the largest black-owned newspaper in the country, and he encouraged Bessie to put an ad in his paper seeking financial support for her to go to flight school abroad. And then a man named Jesse Binga saw that ad, and he had founded the first black-owned private bank in Chicago, and he agreed to provide Bessie a scholarship for flight school in France. So Bessie first had to learn French in Chicago, and once she had done that, off she went across the pond to France, and in 1921, she earned her international pilot's license. And the next year, she flew the first public flight in the United States by a black woman out of Curtis Field on Long Island, New York. The country was still a decade or so away from commercial plane travel, so Bessie became a successful stunt pilot, and for the next 5 years did traveling aerial stunt shows for audiences across the country. Tragically, her life was cut short in 1926. She was a passenger in a small plane that had been having all sorts of troubles, and it crashed, killing Bessie and the pilot. It was discovered afterwards that a wrench used to service the engine had jammed the controls. 10,000 people would attend Bessie's funeral in Chicago, and her whole story started here in this little East Texas town.